Hello guys and welcome to another track guide video, and this is Fuji International in Gr.1, and for this one I decided to go with this 919 because you just need the hybrid to make this work. In the race you really need to recharge the hybrid while you go, just by pretty much pressing the brakes while still accelerating. Not by much, maybe about 5 to 10%, but in general you should always try to keep your battery charged. But without further ado guys, let's get going. Let's go with the track guide video, and I'm still not using my load cell brakes in this one, and yeah, that's pretty much gonna slow my lap down a little bit. But here the 100 meter sign is a good indicator. You can still use the curb. It doesn't really make that much difference which thing you do, but in general I tend to use 100 meter sign or like 150, but here it's super important to exit in third gear as much as you can. I like to keep it at about 60-70% while I accelerate to get that additional rotation, but this can be quite tricky, so be careful while you do that. And the car always has to be straightened up. In this one, kind of a key to do this one is just not doing that much rotation with the wheel. So if you lock it up, the car is actually going to understeer. So if you want to do this flat out, you just have to kind of slightly turn the wheel, not that much, and the car is actually going to turn a little bit better. So if you just try to turn in the car like really quick, then you will get a lot of understeer and it's going to be impossible to steer in. But here, once again, 100 meter sign, and I'm braking kind of in the straight line, but still trail braking in this corner into third gear and up to fourth gear. So as you pass the curb, I think it's a good thing to start accelerating just as you go over the curb. You might get a little bit of rotation in, but just if you try to make it kind of stable and at the same time bring it into the straight line, it's gonna be good. But here, once again, the Dunlop sign and this section alone is quite interesting. So it's always about activating the battery, but not really activating in mid-turn, but actually at the end of the turn. So here, this is a good indication to start turning in. This is where I try to trail brake a little bit. Don't trail brake a lot because the car will start to understeer. So you actually have to let go of the brakes to make the car turn. And here I was kind of struggling to keep the car in line, but second gear, quickly upshifting into third to avoid that wheel spin. And as soon as you can straighten up the car so it gives it that nice straight line and activating the battery. But here, once again, we got to be looking at kind of, it's the transition from the grass to the Astro on the left, about 50% on the brakes. I mean, you can use about 30-40%, it's still gonna make the same effect. But here, third gear, back into fourth, just to avoid that wheel spin once again. And I like to use the curb as indication. Kind of, it's a good indicator to start turning in and braking. So just as soon as you pass the end of the curb, at about 50% of the brakes is gonna be enough. And I always try to steer in and go to the inside of this curb, making it in third gear once again, because we're trying to avoid that wheel spin, because this car is really fast and it can spin out quite easily. But here you can actually use two markers, the one on the right and the one on the left, but try to make sure that you don't outbrake the car. So at about 30-40% is enough. Downshifting in the second, I downshifted in the first, do not do that. So you have to get up in fourth gear on the way out once again to prevent the car from sliding that much. Sorry about that. I think I lost a bit of time on the way out, and this probably cost me an additional half a tenth, maybe a little bit more, but in general it was at 22.2. I think it's a fairly good lap without the load cell. And once again guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please smash the like button, and yeah, you might even want to subscribe to the channel. So once again, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.